Why did you come down Newtown? You never done nothing for the community. All you doing is sitting on your MP button, making big money while we're out here, yeah, with our money, yeah, and no youth clubs, no nothing. Say it,
what do you want to say?
How come you come down here and badmouth Newtown? Made it look worse than it is already.
Well, I don't think I badmouthed Newtown. What I said about Newtown, if you watch all 4 programmes, where there was I met some really fantastic people there, not least Natina, in very difficult circumstances, getting on with their lives. Some of them doing it a lot better than others. Many people really needing help and support from local councils and other politicians, and just not engaging in that. Now, I'm not the MP for that area. I look after a constituency with 90,000 people down in Sussex. Okay, we don't have some of the sort of problems that we have in the tower blocks in Birmingham, but we have a lot of social problems. I'm dealing with that all my time. So I'm not sitting around on my MP, but I normally work 70 to 80 hours a week in my constituency, late in my office here in Westminster. But I was only there for 8 days. Then I came back for another 3 days later on in October. And I just hope in that time, rather than sit on my butt, we were going around doing a hell of a lot of stuff, meeting a lot of people, trying to get some projects going, not least the football, and we succeeded in that. So it's your local councillors and your local MP that really you should be directing that question at. And I hope that quite a few of the people I spoke to, I've now encouraged them to go and knock on the door of their councillors or their MP and say, what are you doing for us? We need help with this. Please come and give us this help. So direct your comments at them, not at me.
Hi Tim, my name's Amir and I live around Newtown. I just wanted to ask you a question about your experience on the estate. And did you run out your electricity or your gas, and did you learn how to top it up? If not, just ask me, I'll let you know.
Okay, Amir, well thanks for that offer. One of the flats I was staying with, they were on the meter and they were often running out of electricity, and they were really struggling to make their money stretch. But what struck me actually, I asked to go through all their bills because they seemed to be spending a lot of money, particularly on electricity. And they were spending, a hell of a lot of money for a 1-bedroom flat. And I went through their bills and said, I think you could halve some of these bills, mobile phone bills, cable telly bills, electricity bills. They had electric immersion heater on 24 hours a day. It's just zapping power. So they could be using their money more wisely, and I hope they've taken some of the tips, and I went through their bills with them and saved some money and spent it on proper food, for example, and some toys and stuff for the kids.
Tim, just a question I want to ask you. Why did you do the Tower Block of Commons? Is it because you've got an election this year?
Well, actually, because it's election year, this programme almost didn't happen because it's very close to an election. The reason I did the programme was actually the production company came to see me a couple of years ago when they first had this idea, and I thought it was a really interesting idea, and it was something that I'd be prepared to do. And I got keener on it because I think it's part of the rehabilitation process with showing MPs just like any other person, we can roll our sleeves up with the best of them, but also going to estates where people feel disengaged from politics. That's often where a lot of people need to be engaged with politics because they need the most help and support. So I just want to go and show that actually communities can gain from getting together with MPs and working together to try and improve their local areas. So that's why I wanted to do it. And I think we achieved that, scratched the surface, but I think it was worthwhile.
Hello team, I'm Serena. I've been living in Newtown for 27 years. I was watching the documentary and I think you did a really good job, obviously coming into Newtown and living in Newtown. When are you going to come back? If you do come back, you can come and visit me, alright?
Well, thanks for the invitation, Serena. I'll probably go and stay with Natina as well, if I'm welcome there, if that airbed's still got any batteries to blow it up in after all the problems we had with it. I'm coming back in a few weeks, and I've been back a couple of times since we did that 8-day film. And so I want to come and see Natina again and see Adrian, see some of the kids playing football, because we've hopefully got that football practice set up on a regular basis. There's the newsletter, which doesn't feature in the programme, which we got set up. So there are lots of things I really take an interest in now. And I didn't want just to go in there, do the filming, and then get lost. I've really got an interest in how that part of Birmingham hopefully flourishes in the future. So I should be coming back, I hope, a few times.
Hey Tim, what are you going to do about the problem in this area now that you've been here?
Well, the trouble is, I'm not the MP for Birmingham, Newtown, and what I did do was to contact Claire Short's office, who is the MP, because I wanted to talk to her about some of the problems in her own patch, to pass on some of the things that I'd seen and some of my experiences. Unfortunately, she's not returning my calls, and actually she's very rarely in the House of Commons these days, so I haven't been able to catch her. But what we have done is, if you remember Jason, a fantastic guy who works with young disciples, I've been speaking to him quite a lot, and he's actually coming down to the House of Commons tomorrow, and he's speaking at a seminar about gang violence, and he's feeding into a lot of the policy work that my party is doing, because he's at the sharp end. He knows what the problems are. He speaks the language of some of the kids who are behind the gangs. So working with him, working with people like Bob at the St George's Centre and other voluntary organisations, I think they really hold the key to getting some improvements done. And I've also been speaking with some of the councillors in Birmingham to see if we can get some more regeneration speeded up, particularly around the shops and around the state of some of those flats and some of the tower blocks, which really are pretty crummy.